Cleopatra, the rise and fall of Egypt's last pharaoh will not be triumphed over. These words, spoken by Cleopatra VII, echo through history as a defiant whisper from a woman who wielded power in a world ruled by men. Her story is not one of romance, as often misremembered, but of ruthless ambition, political cunning, and inevitable ruin. Born into the crumbling Ptolemaic dynasty, Cleopatra clawed her way to the throne, manipulated empires, and met her end not with surrender, but with a serpent's kiss. This is the dark saga of her rise, reign, and catastrophic fall. Now, before we move on with the story, please, help a small channel grow. Like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Okay, back to the story. The Viper's ascent. Cleopatra was not meant to rule alone. The Ptolemaic tradition demanded she share power with a male co-regent, first her father, then her brothers. But Cleopatra was no puppet. At 18, upon her father's death, she seized control, sidelining her younger brother Ptolemy XIII. Her early reign was marked by famine and unrest, but her intellect was undeniable. Fluent in 9 languages, a scholar of philosophy and science, she was no mere ornament to the throne, she was the throne. Yet Egypt was weak, a vassal to Rome's expanding might. When her brother's faction ousted her, she did not flee in defeat. Instead, she plotted. And when Julius Caesar arrived in Alexandria, she saw her chance. The legends say she smuggled herself into his presence wrapped in a carpet, a seduction, yes, but also a declaration. She offered him Egypt's wealth in exchange for his sword. Caesar, ever the opportunist, took both. Her brother drowned in the Nile. Her remaining siblings were disposed of in turn. By the time Caesar left, Cleopatra ruled unchallenged, mother to his son, Caesarion, little Caesar, a living claim to power. The Queen of Shadows. With Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE, Rome fractured. Cleopatra, ever the survivor, retreated to Alexandria, watching as the Republic tore itself apart. Then came Mark Antony, a general desperate for glory, drowning in wine and defeat. She met him on a barge of gold, dressed as Venus, and he fell not just to lust, but to her vision, an Eastern empire to rival Rome. Their alliance was political theater. Antony needed her gold, she needed his legions. Together, they carved a kingdom from Rome's edges, declaring her children rulers of territories they did not yet hold. But in Rome, Octavian, Caesar's heir, painted them as monsters, a drunken traitor and his foreign whore, corrupting the Republic's virtue. The propaganda worked. When Octavian declared war, it was not on Antony, but on her. The serpent's end. The Battle of Actium was a disaster. Cleopatra's ships fled. Antony followed, abandoning his men to die. Within a year, Octavian's forces closed in on Alexandria. There would be no grand trial, no mercy. Knowing Roman triumph meant chains and humiliation, Cleopatra chose her own exit. Legend says she died by the bite of an asp, though poison was more likely. What matters is that she controlled her final act. Antony fell on his sword, she let the venom take her. Octavian found her dead in her royal robes, a queen to the last. Caesarion was hunted down and killed. Egypt became a Roman province. Epilogue, a whisper in the dark. Cleopatra's story is not one of love, but of power, and the price of losing it. She outplayed kings and generals, only to be outmaneuvered by history itself. Rome erased her, turning her into a cautionary tale, the femme fatale who dared to rule. But in Alexandria's ruins, her ghost lingers. Not as a tragic lover, but as a sovereign who chose death over chains. A woman who understood that in a world of wolves, even a viper must fall. I will not be triumphed over. And in the end, she wasn't. Thank you for watching my video. Please, like and subscribe.